Welcome back to another episode of the Mythic Giraffe Podcast. I'm Chris.
And I'm a very sweaty Ron.
Yeah, Ron just got done biking 300 miles.
No, not
But
today.
you worked out and then rode your bike home.
No, no workout.
Oh, I thought you
My
said
workout
you were working out.
was my bike ride.
Oh, okay, I got you.
I'm of an age where I'm not sure how much lifting I'm going to do anymore. Yoga, bikes, run,
Yeah.
walking. How much more do I need in my life?
Yeah, body weight, I'm good with that.
Yeah. No, I just wanted to get as much done as possible today while it was still nice because it's supposed to storm or not storm tomorrow. Who knows?
Yeah, nobody knows.
The weather's been so bonkers.
Yeah. I hope it doesn't storm. It's supposed to hit golf balls tomorrow.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope it doesn't storm because
you're at work.
I'm at work, and if all goes well, I'll be crossing the bay on the ferry at night.
Nice.
I don't really want to do that in the storm.
No. I mean, the ferry's large and displaces enough water. You shouldn't feel it.
Sure. I mean, it doesn't make me... I don't get seasick normally anyways.
Right.
But I think if it was a bad enough storm, it could definitely rock that ship.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And then you can't go out on the deck and enjoy the,
the
sunset.
I mean, I'm surprised you're not just driving up on I-95.
No. That's done for the foreseeable future.
I saw they're going to have crews working like 24/7 on it.
Yeah. It's still going to take a year.
Yeah. Well, I like the one guy. He's like, well, the first step is to backfill it. It's like, real? No, I thought you would just magically levitate things up. I mean,
well, they've got to knock the one side down first, and then rebuild the whole thing.
Yeah.
Which is not great.
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand. Yeah, because if I feel like if you knock the next section out or whatever, so it's like, isn't that going to cause possible stress to the adjoining one and then the adjoining one? And
well, I think where that is, it's dirt, overpass, dirt.
Oh, okay.
So it's literally because I from my understanding, the truck was coming off the exit and took the turn too hard and rolled it into the underpass.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It sounds like a bad Michael Bay movie.
Yeah, it sounds like a bad Michael Bay movie. Yeah. Well, I think we can definitely put to bed the 9/11 myth of jet fuel won't melt steel as we watched a concrete and steel bridge melt.
Yeah.
From gasoline.
I couldn't believe the insane people driving across it.
Oh my God.
I saw like a travel truck that was like, go. I'm like, oh my God.
One guy videotaped himself going, I don't think this is a good idea, but here goes, G.O. Like, what the hell? And my wife was like, well, why doesn't the fire department stop them? Like, what are they supposed to do? Shoot them?
Yeah.
They couldn't get up to them because the 95 was blocked.
Right.
So they had to come from the other sides and get to, I mean, it was a nightmare.
Yeah, I had to direct some traffic today, and people are stupid.
People are insane.
Yeah, I'm telling people, you can't turn here, you have to go straight. Right. So, like, 3 cars go, and, like, this lady watches me wave all them on, and then she pulls up and says, can I come? Yes, madam. I the other 3 people I didn't like. You're a peach. Come on in. No. God.
It's part of my favorite part of my job is when I tell people no.
Yeah.
You're not going there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and I know that the way I had to detour people, it was such an inconvenience to them.
Yeah. It's one of the problems with how the shore's laid out.
Oh, you mean there's like single roads that only get to certain places?
Right, and it's like a very long time to get to another route.
Yeah. But there's also so many people that they find one route, and that's the only route they know.
Right, and they know no other way.
Yeah. It's like, but I always turn right into my development. Well, yeah, you might have to come around and come left. I don't know how to get there.
Sucks to be you.
If only we had these magical little computers in our pockets that we could, punch in a map coordinate and it would tell us where to go.
Yeah, that's very, very true. Then they'd be using their phone while in the vehicle.
But stop, punch in your address, then set it down and follow the directions.
It always annoys me as the fire side of it is, look, we are not there. We don't want to be out there any longer than we have to be.
Right.
If we're shutting the road down, it's because we really have to.
Yeah.
If you can't wait 15 minutes, because that's usually, unless something bad happens, like power lines down, we're out of there in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
If power lines are down, all bets are off.
Yeah. It's like some of the people, I'm like, oh, look, I've stopped you. Here's yet more time for you to check TikTok or Facebook or something, because I know that's what you're going to do at a stoplight anyway, because you're a moron. God. Oh, but I stopped at the light. Were you still operating a motor vehicle? Don't play with your phone.
I mean, you know who's the worst offenders of that?
Police
officers. I see them on their phone constantly. Just TikToking away.
Yep. The harpoon gun needs to come in.
It's true.
Did you drink like a recovery drink or something?
I'm having water.
Oh, okay.
I don't. Maybe this might be my old man stubbornness. I don't really buy into a lot of the recovery drinks and the pre-workauts and stuff.
I mean, I was talking like a Gatorade or something.
Oh, well, I don't drink Gatorade as a normal, because it's too much sugar.
Yeah, there is a lot of sugar in it.
Yeah.
That tells you that you haven't drank anything but water for a long time, and something like Gatorade, and you're like, oh, God, this is sweet.
Yeah. Every once in a while, I'll order a tea, and they will give me a sweet tea instead of the very specific unsweet tea I've asked for, which at Dunkin' Donuts drives me nuts, because you actually had to add the sugar to the tea. So you took an extra step to annoy me. And one sip in, and I'm like, oh!
Your foot starts hurting from the diabetes.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I can't say I'm sugar-free, but I'm as close as I can get.
Well, speaking of sugar-free, you'll appreciate this. I saw on a run sheet the other day that a concerned citizen was trying to help the diabetic by giving them Coke Zero to drink.
Oh. Did it work?
No.
Weird.
It's amazing how a drink with zero sugar didn't bring the person's sugar up.
I mean, even a regular Pepsi isn't going to help. That, they need to have milk or peanut butter or something.
Yeah.
Something better than just straight sugar dump.
Just take a big glob of peanut butter and jam it in their mouth.
Don't do that either.
No, don't do that.
Don't do that.
No,
do not. We are not recommending you do that.
They sit there like a dog and are like, you just scrape it on the roof of their mouths. That way they're occupied.
It's one of my greatest fears, though, is getting the diabetes.
I think you're good. I mean, if it hasn't happened by now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you could still get it late stage, right?
Guess. It's rare.
I mean, I always make sure they check my A1C.
Yeah.
Which, our insurance is such a racket. The doctor wanted to check my A1C, and luckily we had done it at work, but Quest charges you extra.
Really?
And insurance won't cover that. I'm like,
nice.
How does health insurance not consider that a wellness check?
Well, I'm sure it's one of those BS. Well, based on your age and everything, we don't think it's necessary.
Well, I'm fat, so you should be checking my A1C.
Well, you get the fire department clinic to check it.
Yeah. that does happen.
Yeah, quite a bit. Who was it the other day? It was like, can you imagine how much money we'd save if we just had a fire department doctor that just sat at headquarters every day? I was like, no.
I mean, there are departments that do it.
Yeah. Or they said a city doctor. Sorry. I was like, yeah, you just want them to just go from department to department?
I
know bigger departments do have like a contracted doctor.
Not even a contracted doctor. It's a staff, like county system doctor that, now, the downside is when you call out sick, you have to report to the staff doctor.
Right.
Which is kind of annoying. But
yeah,
there are a lot of places that have gone to that model because same thing, like how much money does it cost our insurance to send people to a clinic?
Yeah.
You know, or if they, God forbid, go to the ER.
Oof.
You know,
Well,
that's what
our
kills
ER is so messed up anyway.
That's what kills our insurance premiums. Is,
Yeah.
going to those places.
Yeah.
And just
the ER that's run by doctors who aren't paid by the hospital.
Yeah, I was talking to my wife about that, and it's so weird that something as basic as healthcare, the American people have no say in.
Right.
It's all for-profit hospitals run by doctors or CEOs who they don't have your best interest in mind.
No.
That's not what they're looking for.
Yeah.
Maybe individual doctors really do want to help, but it's a company.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I mean, anytime they have like multiple CEOs, CFOs, CCOs, all the O's.
Yeah, they're making money and they're going to make decisions based on that. Is this going to make us money?
Right. Yeah.
If not, sorry about your luck.
Exactly.
You know, it's a sad state of affairs, but that's the way it is.
Yeah.
It just.
Well, the good thing is there's plenty of private care, private practice doctors. That's easy to get in, and people to make appointments and be seen. And
yeah.
Wait.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not gonna.
No.
That's not gonna get resolved anytime soon.
No.
Sadly, I don't know the way forward for our healthcare system. I know it's so broken. Yeah, it feels like it's so broken that it might not be fixable.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, every time a big hospital buys out a little doctor's office, you lose freedom of choice. I mean, how are hospitals not monopolies at this point?
Yeah.
You know, they don't have any competitors.
Right.
And if they do, they buy that competitor out.
Oh, yeah.
You know, how does that not violate the Antitrust Act?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Yeah, you're going to, whatever you want, Sunny Hills Hospital, a subsidiary of, whatever.
Mm-hmm. And then they're going to send you to Sunny Hills Imaging, a subsidiary of whatever, and follow up at Sunny Hills Nephrology. You know, they've bought everything.
Yeah.
You know, there's very few private imaging places left. The private practice doctors that aren't part of a hospital are very few and far between.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You know.
Well, and part of that is because now, I mean, with the malpractice insurance and everything, it's ridiculous for them to try to have their own practice, probably.
Sure. And now we have this doctors of nursing leading practices of nurses. I don't understand that concept.
I don't know.
It's not going to be good. And it seems getting worse and worse every year, and no one's doing anything.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure there's a committee that's assembled to analyze and report back.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, our state of Maryland, not so much PRMC, but it's getting bad. But Anne Arundel, what's it, 2-hour waits to get a patient off a stretcher?
Yeah. So evidently they posted something yesterday, and the median wait time across all the regions was 22 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah. But the 90th percentile in a couple of the regions was 66 minutes.
So what that's telling you, folks, for those who don't understand what they're bullshitting you at, is that there are little hospitals out Western Maryland and Eastern Shore Maryland that have pretty good wait times.
Yeah.
So they make up the averages.
Right.
Bring down that horrific number inside the central core where all the calls are.
Right.
And it's probably because of the way Maryland works, because I don't know how, do they track patients up north who come into Delaware?
No, these were just state of Maryland hospitals.
Right. And the hospitals that go into D.C., you're not counting that, you know.
Yep. Nope.
Take those numbers at them. I bet it gets worse.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
But even 60 minutes is a long time.
Oh, good God, yes.
For
Yeah.
For a provider to be sitting on a stretcher going, "Wish I could do something for you."
Yeah.
Sorry, a clinician.
Yeah. Thank you.
I'm an old man. I'm allowed to say provider. I've been a provider my whole life.
Back in my day,
We didn't even have ambulances. We just had wagons.
wagons.
It's tough coming undoing 20 plus years of saying provider.
Yeah, I know.
And I still don't agree with the negative connotation of provider.
Yeah, because I mean, like an NP or a CRMP or whatever, they're an advanced practice provider,
right?
So,
and when you talk about like your healthcare provider, they provide you healthcare.
Yeah,
I provide emergency medical services. That's what I do.
Yep, and you're damn good at it.
I might have been at one point.
No, you are.
It's tough now. It's tough. Well, I used to hate the certain paramedics that we worked with who would be like, "Whoa, give that drug." We haven't carried that drug in 10 years, bud.
Yeah.
But I see how I could slip into that person tomorrow. 2:00 in the morning, my brain goes, "Oh yeah, give atropine. We used to give atropine all the time back in the day."
Yeah. What's that you get? Earache, atropine.
I did enjoy that the Maryland Protocols has finally reflected the one thing that I've been yelling about for 20 years, and that says you should pace before atropine.
Yeah.
You can turn electricity off. You can't bring back drugs.
Yeah. Oh, and you just give them something to slow them back down.
That things you can turn off, those are better.
Yeah. We have the hospital just disconnected immediately, and then
yeah. It does happen.
Yeah. Well, any other rant?
I don't have any more rants. I do have, a quick note.
Ooh.
We got to see a small bit of Star Wars Outlaws.
Oh yeah. That does look good.
Looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When is it? I don't know when it's set. I didn't catch that part.
I didn't either, actually.
Yeah.
It kind of looked post Empire, but I'm not sure.
Yeah. Because it's a BX whatever droid that's with her.
Yeah. Which, you would assume there'd be tons of them floating around everywhere.
Yeah. I mean, no space magic for her to fall back on. It's... Yeah.
And also, I don't know what's going on with Bethesda. Bethesda, please unscrew yourself.
Wait, you didn't like Starfield?
So, I mean, I haven't tried it because the game was supposed to come out, 3 years ago?
Yeah.
And it's coming out this September.
Maybe you didn't like what you saw?
I'm not saying that I didn't like it. I just... What's going on over there?
Yeah.
And what they've cut Old Republic.
Yeah.
Right? Completely. Yeah. They're focusing on the next Dragon Age, and that's about it.
Yeah.
We still don't have Baldur's Gate 3, right?
That's August.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still... Are you talking about BioWare, not Bethesda?
Oh, sorry, but BioWare, yeah.
Yeah. Well, and Baldur's Gate isn't even them anymore.
Oh, it's not?
Yeah, it's Larian Studios.
Oh.
Yeah, because BioWare drug their feet, and Larian was like, "Yeah, we're just going to buy this off you and run with it."
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Starfield thing from Bethesda, that is Bethesda.
Yeah.
You're just making Fallout in space.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and I saw they've got like some Skyrim guy in it that's like super annoying that followed people around or something, and or Oblivion guy, I don't know.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm also... My brother and I were talking about it because he's like going through Game Pass, like all the games. Like, none of these games are co-op. Nothing is co-op. I'm like, it feels like a dying breed.
Yeah.
which doesn't make me happy.
What was it? There was some game I heard somebody talking about the other day that it's only online co-op. You can't do couch co-op. And but it was like a split screen kind of game. It's like, that's dumb.
Yeah. You want... I get that I'm never going to enjoy the fun of a LAN party again.
Yeah.
But boy, do I miss it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would love to get like my 45-year-old friends together and we play Halo, where we have Xboxes routed out throughout my house. We can just yell at each other again.
Yeah.
Those were good times.
Yeah. 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 It was a different time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. People come with, all this stuff with them. It's like, what are you doing? Oh, yeah. You plug everything in, hook it all up.
I had to have a router gateway just to figure out how to get it working.
Yeah.
But I miss co-op. I wish more games would focus on co-op.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Diablo 4, $70.
Is it really?
For the base game.
Wow.
Boy,
I've never played a Diablo, so.
I mean, I've played all of them except for this one. I didn't play the mobile ones, but that doesn't count.
Yeah.
Some of the most beautiful games in the world. Also, some of the most repetitive and boring games in the world.
Yeah, so, I mean, they seem very grindy.
Yeah, very grindy. Yeah. Very grindy. And that is the end of my noted topics that I bring up.
Yeah.
I guess I can move on to topic 1.
Sure, topic 1.
So I just was thinking about this the other day, and we are both getting older. But we're still in our prime.
Oh, yeah.
40 is the new 30.
Yeah.
Maybe even 20.
Yeah. Sure.
Look, we had this conversation, I can't the other day. Like, 40-year-olds from when we were kids look so much older than we look.
Oh, they look like they were in their 70s.
Yeah. So, I don't know what we're doing. I'm doing something right. But as I get older, I get more annoyed with myself. Not with more people, but other people. More with myself. And I was thinking about, if I could change one thing, what would I change? And so what I came up with is the thing that gives my life the most grief is I hold on to grudges. I will go to a restaurant, have one bad experience, and then never go to that restaurant ever again. Right? I will watch a TV show and watch one bad episode and be like, no, I'm done. I think it takes myself from enjoying things constantly.
Maybe. I don't know.
For example, I'm going to stand up with this example. There was a Chinese place in town, which everybody was ranting about. This is the best Chinese place, whatever. And then we went there one time. The service was terrible. Like, the food was fine. It was pricey. And I was like, this place sucks. I'm never coming here again. And then a few years later, I was like, you know what? I'll try them again. But it was probably 5 years. Well, they went out of business.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure it's not because you didn't buy an egg roll.
I'm not saying because I didn't, but then I never got to experience what the good food that everybody was saying was really good, because I stubbornly held to this grudge that they didn't know I had a grudge against them. They didn't care. It was only me that was affected by it.
Yeah.
They didn't
go
to
don't know
business.
that. They could have been sitting there crying.
They could have been, but they didn't go to business because of me, I'm assuming.
Ron, we didn't like it.
Right. It's fair.
Yeah, but I do that too. I mean, like, if I go someplace and it's a bad meal, you're like, every now and again I'll give them a second try, but I don't know.
I mean, if I go there and the food is just god awful terrible, I'm not going back to that place. Probably for a good while. But I don't know, I hate myself a little bit because I want to be the person that tries new things all the time.
Yeah.
Because if you're not trying new things, what are you doing?
I guess.
Yes. So you could tell. Introvert, uncomfortable. Trying new things.
No. Well, remember, I'm the guy that has the deep-seated hate for the state of Connecticut for some reason.
For some reason.
I don't know why, seriously. And like, I'm going to Connecticut next week, and it's like, there's part of me that's just like, I don't want to go.
Sure.
It's Connecticut.
It's Connecticut.
Something's going to happen.
Something terrible.
I'm sure it's something stupid. Like, I know one thing is they got a weird, goofy tax or whatever, but
Oh, they have a lot of weird goofy taxes, actually.
yeah, I'm like, yeah, because somebody said, the other day somebody's like, oh yeah, where are you going? I was like, for a couple of days we're going up, Connecticut and Massachusetts. Like, oh yeah, Connecticut. I'm like, yep, screw Connecticut. And they're like, why? I was like, I don't know. They're just a bad state. They don't deserve to be a state.
They're just a bad state who doesn't deserve to be a state. That's rational.
It is.
Connecticut's a lovely state.
I
went to a very nice brewery in Connecticut.
Yeah, we'll see.
Had a very nice disc golf course. It's very nice. It was like Western Connecticut. If there's such a thing as Western Connecticut, it's such a small state.
I don't know. They're not as small as Rhode Island.
Not as small as Rhode Island. Also a very lovely state.
Yeah.
I have kith and kin in Rhode Island.
They lump that and Connecticut and Mass together.
Massachusetts is also lovely.
I don't care. Yeah, Massachusetts is delightful. They should take the other two over.
They tried back in the 1700s. No, but I feel like holding on to that kind of stuff is not helping me.
Yeah.
In things. And I do it in people too.
Oh, yeah.
There are people who have wronged me and will never recover from that.
Yeah. Yeah.
There are...
yeah, but some of that's worthwhile.
Sure.
But I know they say people change, but yeah.
There's EMS providers who I would literally allow myself to bleed out before I let them touch me.
Yes.
Based on some interaction I had with them 15 years ago.
Yeah.
They might be much better people now. I don't know. Maybe they got good at their craft. I wasn't amazing as an EMT the first day, I'm sure.
Nah, you were.
You just got to give people a second chance.
With some things, yeah, but other things, I don't know. Like life and death like that, it's like...
Yes, I understand the concept of, but you got to give them the chance to get better, or
I'll give you that, but
they're never going to get better.
Yeah,
look at all these doctors that kill people constantly.
Oh yeah,
we hope they get better.
Yeah.
Perfect example: football players. Football player wrongs you by being on the wrong team, you will spit on that person.
Oh yeah,
when he comes near you.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's crazy grudge.
Oh yeah, it is. I mean, Derek Carr got traded to the Saints, and he's dead to me.
He's dead to you. Yeah.
He could be a delightful young man. Dead.
Well, he's not a young man.
No, Derek Carr is. He's like 28, probably.
Maybe. But then, because I've stepped further away from football fandom, Nick Foles, he will always have a special place in my heart. Doesn't matter what team he plays for. Doesn't matter what he does.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing I always, and again, I was never, Bills or anything fan, but the old Amish rifleman, I always had something for him.
Oh yeah, Fitzpatrick.
Oh, Fitzy,
good old smartest man in football.
Yeah. So
yeah, it's just
yeah,
and I could.
But yeah, there are others that I don't really follow baseball. I never really did, but I was an Orioles fan. So Derek Jeter, dead. Yeah, anybody that played for the Yankees, they could have given all their money to charity, saved handy-capable children from trees, dead. And it's just one of those weird, deep-seated things.
Mm-hmm.
Or is that you get the Dallas Cowboys and the Washington Commanders fans?
Oh, anybody who plays for the Cowboys is
well, see,
you knew that when you took the contract.
Yeah,
come on, you knew. You know who I used to.
Yeah. But there's car companies that I feel that way. Like Kia, I will never drive a Kia.
Really?
Yes. Yeah.
I don't have that opinion about car companies at all.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't buy into the whole Ford versus Dodge crap.
No. When it comes to that, I'm more like, what's it look like? What's the mileage? But there are
Yeah.
certain things like when we were trying to find a car for my oldest, our in-laws had a Kia that they're like, oh yeah. I was like, no.
They're
So
very safe cars.
yeah, I don't care.
Subarus are really safe.
Yeah, they are.
Super expensive these days.
They are.
Yeah. Side tangent to that, my brother might be getting another job where he has to drive a lot more. And he's currently driving my Jeep.
What?
Yeah, he's got my Jeep. He's had it for a few months.
Gotcha.
What's that?
I said no. I just said gotcha.
Yeah, I'm just helping my brother out.
That's good.
But the Jeep's not the most reliable vehicle after 20 years of Ron Wismer owning it, and it also not the most fuel efficient vehicle. I don't know if you know this. Bricks on wheels don't do well for fuel efficiency.
They're less fuel efficient than a cow.
Yeah.
I've seen the Wind models.
So he's looking at cars and he's like, "Well, how do you like your car?" And I was like, "Oh, except for the one fluke that's driving me insane with my Bluetooth. Love my car."
Yeah, that's right.
But I bought my car for like 22.
Yeah,
That's 2 years old. You can't even find a car for 22 anymore.
Right.
It's insanity. The cheapest hybrid from Honda now is 31.
Yeah, gosh. And that's the thing. If they want people to buy hybrids and electrical and everything, they need to make it more affordable.
Well, even gas cars are just as expensive.
Yeah.
Go find a Jeep.
Oof. Yeah. Tell him he should get a horse.
Yeah. Be a long commute up and down the Susquehanna River.
Yeah. Oh, a donkey. Burro. It could go along the path.
The burro path. It still exists on the Susquehanna.
Yeah. That's.
But it's a nightmare trying to find cars.
Yeah. So, do you have a certain preference for tennis shoes?
I sorta.
Yeah.
Usually, what happens with tennis shoes is I buy a pair and they don't fit right because I have wacky feet.
Yeah.
And then I just don't ever buy. I'll never look at that brand again.
Yeah. That's what kills me. That a 9.5 in a Nike is like an Adidas 7 3/4. And
right.
It's like, no.
Yeah, all the sizes should be the same. It doesn't make any sense to me.
It's the same with pants.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Oh yeah. I've worn a 32 for the last, 15 years.
Oh, brag about it.
Mm-hmm. And it gets a little snug sometimes, but still, I've even bought like jeans from the same manufacturer, and it's just two different cuts. And it's like, no, they both should fit the same. They should have the same waist.
They should. It's insane.
32 is 32 is 32. And look, I'll even go one further. If you want me to switch to some goofy ass metric thing, I don't care if it's 75 centimeters or whatever. That's fine if that's what it takes for you people.
As long as it's not women's sizing, because women's sizing makes no sense.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Oh, you're a size -2. Oh, what?
Yeah. It's insanity. Yeah, but with shoes, usually shoes, it's not that I have a grudge against company. It's just that they're expensive, and once you find one that doesn't fit right, you're stuck with it for a year.
Yeah.
It's like, ugh.
Yeah. You wear them till your feet start to hurt.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm kind of in that problem now. I bought a pair of Columbias that because my wife and I were walking like 2 miles a day every day. We were like, let's get some new walking shoes because we don't want to screw up our backs.
Right.
I bought these Columbias and they're just not comfortable.
Yeah. Just wear Crocs.
That doesn't seem like a great plan for your, safety.
Yeah. Yeah, you just lock them into sport mode.
Lock them into sport, yeah. I don't really like Crocs because my feet so sweaty.
Yeah, but they're comfy.
Yeah. I love my Chucks.
Yeah. See, Chucks that have zero support, so I'm like...
Well, talking to my podiatrist, over-supportive shoes really mess up your balance, and that's why you develop foot problems. Yeah.
I don't know. My wife and I will wear Crocs while we cook.
Yeah.
So standing barefoot on the tile floor.
So yeah, I'm barefoot all the time in my house. I don't wear anything. I don't wear socks or nothing because it's bad for your feet.
Yeah.
You gotta let your feet balance. It's the same.
And see, I'm the guy that also, when I get done with my regular shoes and I get a new pair of shoes, my old shoes become my grass cutting, whatever shoes. So then when Matt actually doing manual labor, I'm in shoes that really aren't good for my feet at all anymore. So
You should see my grasping shoes are a pair of New Balance shoes that I bought in 2012.
yeah.
They are the most raggedy ass things. I don't know that the sole's even left. It's just green underneath of there. I was cutting the grass today, and I'm like, oh man, the sole's flopping around a little bit. The pieces are coming off the damn thing.
Throw some more duct tape on it.
Yeah. There's some raggedy ass shoes. But I don't buy regular sneakers anymore to wear around.
Yeah.
Either buy like running shoes because I've been trying to run. It's the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, it is.
So it's never going to be fun.
No.
I'm never going to enjoy any minute of running.
I bet you know who likes running, I bet? Connecticutians.
Connecticutians. Every time I go running, the only thing I'm looking forward to is being done.
Yeah.
Just hate it so much.
Yeah. These people are like, oh, you hit the running high. No, that's your body shutting down.
Never happened once. It's all a lie. No. Yeah, so anyways, if there's any things you want to change about yourself, now's the time to start. How about this? Forgive Connecticut. Let's start there.
I know. I got to take a smaller one than that. Oh, gosh.
I mean,
I don't. Who knows? Maybe I'll come back from this trip and I'll be like, oh yeah, Connecticut's delightful.
Supposedly the best pizza in the country is in Connecticut.
There is no way.
That is what I have been told multiple times by multiple sources is the best pizza in the country, which is probably the best pizza in the world. USA.
Oh yeah,
it's in Connecticut.
Yeah.
Also,
I kind of like Detroit pizza now.
I believe Connecticut is the original birthplace of the hamburger.
Really?
Yes.
And
I think there's a place you can go that's like the oldest operating steam hamburger place in Connecticut. So,
really?
Things to do while you're there.
Golly, let's see. Fun things about Connecticut. Oh my God. The lollipop was invented in Connecticut?
Oh. Who doesn't love a lollipop?
One of the questions is, what is Connecticut good for?
Frankie Pepe's New Haven, Connecticut.
Constitution State.
Is one of America's best 15 pizzas.
Its state bird is the American robin. How lame is that? That is the most vanilla.
What's the state bird of Delaware? Oh, Wuhan.
Yeah.
Wuhan.
Yeah. Mark Twain is from there.
Oh. Our state dog is the rescue dog.
Really?
In Delaware now. Officially.
Huh. Oh my gosh. Here's a odd facts from Connecticut. I'm sure this is a good one. To be called a pickle in the Connecticut, the pickle must bounce. What?
Oh, our state fish is the wheat fish.
What?
Never even heard of a wheat fish.
Oh yeah, they're. I can see them. Their state insect is the praying mantis.
Ooh, that's pretty cool.
That is. I'll give them that.
Our state macroinvertebrate is the stonefly.
Oh.
Don't even know what that means.
Stoneflies, aren't they? They're not parasitic, are they?
No.
All right. Maybe I'll try to give Connecticut a chance.
Yeah, you should try pizza from Pepe's in Frank Pepe Pizzeria Napolitana, New Haven, Connecticut.
I don't know if we're going to New Haven.
Well, that's pretty much the place in Connecticut.
Going to some Basilica of Immaculate Conception for the wedding.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a Catholic wedding.
Well,
I asked my wife if
Lewis's lunches.
Should I jump up and yell "Praise the All Father" at some point?
Lewis's Lunch is also in New Haven, Connecticut. First restaurant to serve hamburgers. The oldest hamburger restaurant in the United States.
Ooh, I bet they have a good burger.
Got a good burger.
Yeah, it might be a detour.
See? It probably won't be that much of a detour. Connecticut's a pretty small state.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
See? I'm turning it around on you, Connecticut.
We'll see. Again, yeah, we'll check back in next podcast and see how I feel about Connecticut.
See if we've changed our Connecticut ways.
Right, yeah, because we will have another... let's see, this goes up on... I can't math. So, this podcast is coming up on the 19th. So, no, it'll be the podcast after the next one. Yeah. Oh, no. We could do it. Yeah, we'll be able to do it. Yeah, because I'll be back from Connecticut on the 27th. Yeah. So I'll check back in on the next podcast and see what my feelings are on Connecticut.
I expect great things out of this.
Oh, I'm sure there will be a story. Well, what are you going to change?
Like I said, I'm going to try to get rid of these grudges. I'm going to try to stop letting grudges hold me back from things.
Okay.
So I'm going to work on that. I don't know what grudges I'm going to give up yet.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll watch the Peter Jackson Lord of the Rings movie.
Don't.
No, I probably won't do that.
No. Hey, if you watch any of them, you have to watch the 3 Hobbit movies.
Oh, God. I don't think I can bring myself to do that.
Yeah.
That's a bridge too far.
Have you watched any of the series on Amazon?
No, I heard such bad things that
Oh, God, did you hear the horrible things about the Gollum game?
I saw all the pictures of it.
Oh, my gosh. I saw a gameplay of it. I was like, oh, God, no.
Yeah.
So
no, did not look good.
Said they were heavily influenced by Peter Jackson and his wealth of knowledge.
It's fair. Well, I mean, the first article that I even knew that the game existed was them apologizing for the game existing.
Oh my God, that's always good.
So I said, well, this is probably not for me. Yeah. I think they're doing a new Lord of the Rings MMO.
Yeah. You sent me that link. They're supposed to be.
Yeah.
So I tried their little mobile game that's supposed to be like Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, horrible.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
Well, on to topic dos.
Sure. Topic 2. So the other day, I was watching something on YouTube, and then it has next up for you or whatever, and one of them was I don't know, scientists find something that disproves the Big Bang Theory or something like that. I was like, that sounds interesting. So 30 minutes later, after watching this, I'm questioning everything in my life. Well, because they were talking about it's the, and I can't remember the name of the telescope.
The Webb?
No, the JL Space Telescope or whatever. The John Lewis or something. But it's like Hubble on crack.
Okay.
And it's taking all these pictures. And in theory, the Big Bang, it started and then the universe is continuing to expand.
Right.
So as things get further out, they should be, bigger. And, there were all these calculations, like, based on how far away they are, they'll appear dimmer or they'll appear brighter because their light is already gone, but and it'll be bigger. And they found these galaxies that should be like 3 times our size are like a quarter of our size galaxy. And it's like all these things are disproving that it's a constantly expanding, growing universe, that it's just kind of there. And I was just like, oh, and then the one, physicist or whatever, he was like, well, I mean, and really, if you think about it, the whole concept of time, that's a make-believe thing. I was like, oh my God, it is. So now I'm like, time means nothing.
Don't ever, if you don't want to trip your balls off, listen to somebody try to explain time. It
makes
awful.
No sense.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
I have been in this exact rabbit hole because as soon as I start talking about time, I'm like,
yeah,
wait,
yeah,
nothing's real.
It isn't. That's the thing. Like my wife came home from work and she's like, "How are you?" I was like, "I don't know."
I don't know. Are you real?
Yeah. But I mean, it was talking. There's 4 dimensions. We live in our three-dimensional space, and then the 4th dimension is the time. But like string theory, there's 11 dimensions in string theory.
Mm-hmm.
How? And then you've got, quantum mechanics and it's amazing, but it's also like I don't want to know.
No, I know. I thought, and maybe this is me misunderstanding. I thought we could literally see the Big Bang at this point.
No, I don't think so.
I thought we could look back far enough in time.
Well, there might be a Big Bang, but it's not. It didn't function the way that we thought it did.
Well, that's shockingly, we find new evidence and change our opinions.
Oh yeah. That's the whole thing about science. The James Webb Space Telescope.
So I said.
Sorry, I was wrong. I thought it was a JL.
Yeah, that's the new big one. The new hotness. Yeah, no, that is trippy stuff. And as soon as you get into quantum mechanics,
yeah,
and they're like, gravity doesn't make any sense, and you're like, what? They're like, no, gravity doesn't work. Duh. I thought gravity was a thing that we, right? We all agreed.
Well, but okay. So the whole reason why like the Earth revolves around the sun isn't because it's like on a line or whatever. It's because the sun sinks into the gravity well and makes this dimple that the Earth gets trapped in that goes, oh my God.
Yeah. You know what trips me out more than that, and it makes me just feel like the dumbest person in the world, is when you read about historical scientists and they're like, oh, by measuring the weight of these 2 spheres, I was able to figure out the entire weight of the Earth. I wouldn't even think about how to start that process.
No.
Right? Like they've known how the radius of the Earth for thousands of years at this point because they were able to figure it out using geometry. I wouldn't, a million years, you'd be like, you got to figure out how big the Earth is. I would not be able to do it.
No.
Unless I Googled.
No. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
The Copernicus was wrong, but he was also very right. Copernicus was the idea of heliocentric, where we orbit the sun. His numbers were off, but he was so close without a calculator. Like I couldn't even begin to think about how to figure that stuff out.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And then you have Einstein, who just blows everybody's brains out because they're like, none of this is real, none of this matters.
Right, yeah. Yeah. Well, it's like there was the one, oh God, what was it? They were talking about, it's like relative association or something for certain things, that certain items or, something quantum-wise, they are so similar and bonded that they could be, however far apart. And if you impact one, it'll show impacts on the other before things that were right next to the first one showed impact or, any kind of stuff against them. I was like, how does that work? And it made sense. He was like, well, think about if you take a trip and your wife is at home and something happens to you, it's going to impact her and not your neighbor. And I'm like, how does that affect quantum physics? I don't know.
I still get weirded out by the fact that electrons disappear.
Right?
Right? Like when they visibly watch electrons, they disappear and they don't understand why. There are parts of me, it freaks me out that there's parts of me that nothing touches, right? Like you can never touch something.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, what we feel as touch is like the electrons pushing back and giving us feedback. Like, we don't really know what wet feels like. We only feel what the coldness of the water or something. Yeah. Yeah, because there's that tiny little barrier of electrons.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's insane that if you drill down far enough on a quantum scale and you pick a point on my toe, there's nothing there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
There's literally gaps. This all the way down. There's, smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. There's just nothing. So I'm made out of nothing. And if I remember correctly, I'm more nothing than something.
You're something, Ron.
I think all of us are more nothing than something, right?
Yeah, you're very, very true.
It is trippy.
Yeah. Yeah. So here's your whole wetness thing. In contrast with insects, in which humidity receptors, they are built in, humans' largest sensory organ, the skin, has no specific receptors for the sensation of humidity and skin wetness. We appear to rely on a mixture of inputs. Oh my God. Yeah. So a variety of they took volunteers and put a variety of stimulus onto their hands and arms. The temperature of the objects they were in contrast decreased, for example, and their sense of wetness increased. They also found that hairy skin is more sensitive to wetness than non-hairy skin.
Oh, I'm in. There's not much meaning that's not hairy, so I'm in.
Gosh. Yeah,
I'm a super wet sensor.
Yeah. But I know what water feels like.
You don't even know what the chair you're sitting in feels like.
God damn it.
You just know the pressure the electrons of the chair is pushing against the electrons in your butt feels like. That's what you know.
Oh, gosh.
How's that for trippy?
Oh, God. My wife's going to come home tonight and be like, oh, God, you're broken again, aren't you?
Yeah, every time I get into like a rabbit hole of theoretical physics, I just like, this is, how do these people not like go insane?
Right.
How are they not sitting curled up in a ball? Like,
well, it's like, trying to wrap your mind around an Einstein-Rosenbaum bridge or whatever it's called.
Is that the wormhole theory?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that, oh God, what was it? Well, just the stuff they can do at the
Hadron Collider?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, my favorite part about the Hadron Collider was like when they first turned it on, they're like, we might accidentally make a black hole.
I know, yeah.
In Switzerland.
Yeah. Yeah. I got news for you. If there's a black hole in Switzerland, we're all impacted.
Yeah. I think it might be real bad for all of us.
Yeah. They also found footage, or they've determined what it looks like inside a black hole also.
Yeah. See that.
And look, if this is all getting me one step closer to having a ghost like in Destiny, super. But until that happens, I don't know.
It's
God. Now I'm sitting here like touching my arm, going, I'm feeling myself touch my arm. I am. I can feel my arm. But no, really feeling the electrons pushing back. Stupid.
Ooh.
What?
In general, all quantum numbers add up to 0. That's fun to know. Fun
what?
Fact.
How? What? How?
I just.
Oh, well, that was one of the things they were talking about. Because when you do, like some of these theorems and everything, your probability, is you're hoping to get somewhere between 0.7 and 1. If you get a probability of 1, you're doing amazing work because, that's like every time it's going to happen. But some of these things they were running, they're like, oh yeah, the probability came back on that 3.8. I'm like, what? How do you have probability higher than 100? Or, No. And like I'm watching, and look, I'm a dumb guy, but I'm seeing some of these other scientists that are on there, and like the one guy said that, and the one scientist has this look on his face of like, my life is a lie. I
Yep.
uh
Van der Waals forces. It's
uh,
quantum forces that enable gecko feet to stick to walls.
yeah,
Just so you
yeah,
know.
yeah. How did uh, what are the 11 types of dimensions? Oh no,
Oh
I
God.
don't like that. It's like a line, a split, a fold, a line, a split. No, I don't like that.
11 dimensions of string theory.
Yeah, what is the 11th strand?
This says in bosonic string theory, space-time is 26 dimensional.
26?
Yeah.
Huh. How are the? I mean, I was man. All I get. Yeah. So dimension 1 is a line. Dimension 2, flat figures with height and width. 3, spatial dimensions. 4, dimension of time. 5, a world similar to ours. But there are noticeable differences between this world and the other. Our different selves make different decisions that result in branching futures. It's a plane of probability. 6, this dimension becomes a plane of new worlds, seeing all possible. Oh my god. 7, new forces of nature and different laws of physics. Their speed of light is different. Universes there were not created by the Big Bang. 8, all pasts and futures. This is like. Oh, oh, the 12th dimension, for example, would introduce a second version of time. While
Oh.
strings can only vibrate in 10 dimensions, membranes can exist in 11. It's possible that our universe is such a membrane. Everything I know is a lie.
Right.
God.
That's why you can't have this. You can't talk about these things. It'll mess with your brain.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I'm deep in the rabbit hole of these electrons now. It's
yeah.
They just go away,
Yeah.
and then they come back somewhere else.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, technically, you could be part Tyrannosaurus, I guess.
No, even crazier than that. Technically, right now, I could be existing and also not existing.
Yeah.
In theory, the electrons, I assume in theory, the electrons in my body could meld with my desk at the moment of me touching the desk, which I'm not really touching. I'm just
hovering.
pressurizing with my electrons.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. This is like the whole Schrodinger's cat.
Yes. Somebody let that cat out of the box.
Oh my god. I don't know. Maybe we should keep it in.
Well, it's probably pissed off at this point.
Yeah. Well, it's a cat. It's always going to be pissed off.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah. My mind is just. Yeah. And yeah. So I mean, is there a way to study the electron dissipation of somebody to see exactly how long they have to live?
Oh my god.
Because wouldn't if just look at like your sinoatrial node, if the electrons in it are going to fail in 20 years, then yeah.
But wouldn't, because of string theory, that wouldn't in theory work?
Right.
Because different dimensions would affect our perception of that time.
But yeah, well, because time is a fallacy.
Because time, right.
My God, it's a made-up construct of humans.
Well, of course it is.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's just like I'm sitting in a chair, but there's nothing to say that this is a chair. This could be a flugity-doo.
Everything is made up.
Oh, God.
The calendar is made up.
Oh, yeah, yeah. 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 365 days. Get off.
That's why we have to have light years leap years because the calendar's messed up.
Yep. But the leap years are. Was it? It's. Aren't we going to have to add an extra day or something? Or isn't like leap year supposed to be like every 5 years or something after a while?
I thought it was
Or
that
3 years?
after every so many years we have to add an extra leap day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are things for
God.
way smarter people than me to figure out.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I bet, yeah. I say, yeah. Next time, they're gonna be like, "Hey, I see you tomorrow at 8." No, I'll see you tomorrow. As the sun rises, and I can see
You
it.
can't tell me I'm late. Time isn't
Time
doesn't exist. When I don't show up to work on time tomorrow.
Oh my gosh, can you imagine? I would. I'll have to get in this argument with Darren.
Time is a construct, and I don't believe in your construct.
Oh my gosh.
Show me your theoretical model where your time clock is right.
This will go one of two ways. I'll get sent home, or he'll go crying in his office. Either way, I think it's a win.
It's a win. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh gosh. This should be one you pose to Jay tomorrow.
No, we should wait until the next run times come out.
Yes.
And they'll be like, no, engine 1 was on every call in 1 picosecond. What are you talking about?
Oh my gosh.
I can show you how we were on time everywhere.
We were on quote unquote time.
Yeah. We were either on time or we weren't. You can't tell.
Schrodinger's fire engine.
Schrodinger's fire engine.
Oh gosh.
In theory, I can walk through fire because my electrons can zip through.
Oh gosh. Yeah, I mean, oh god, if you could energize your electrons to vibrate at the right frequency, you'd be indestructible. God, how do I get my electrons to vibrate?
Quantum shielding, isn't that the whole point of quantum shielding?
Yeah. But I mean, how do you do it?
You need a really good tuning fork.
God. But again, my wife's going to come home tonight. I'm going to sit here. I'm going to have like a house full of tuning forks. There's going to be strings tied everywhere. I'm like, see,
this one. This is the one that.
Can you feel that? Oh, God. Oh, God. Fruitland man arrested. News 11. God.
Well, I think we've broken Chris today.
Yeah. I'm plenty broken, folks.
Technically, you broke yourself.
I did. This was my fault. And like I said, I've been thinking about this for a day.
I feel like I didn't help because I don't have answers.
No, but you helped because then you pointed me towards other things.
I pointed you to the tuning fork store.
Yeah.
Sarah's going to be like, what the hell did you do to my husband? I'm like, I can't get into this.
God. That'll be my question for Connecticut. Do you have tuning forks?
Probably got the largest tuning fork factory in the country.
Oh my God. Yeah. Maybe that'll be the redemption arc. Oh God. Well, folks, if you know how to explain this, contact me.
I still hate Connecticut, but I'm invulnerable.
I might give him a pass for that.
Oh, well, I would hope. I feel like you would have to.
Yeah.
At that point.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Speaking of kind of invulnerable, have you ever watched Invincible on Amazon?
No. That's not a cartoon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
a gory cartoon.
It's another Kirkman comic.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, I've watched the first. Bree and I are watching them, and we watched the first couple. It's definitely brutal, but it's an interesting take on superheroes.
That's cool.
It's like The Boys, but a little bit more violent, if you can imagine that.
Oh, that seems weird.
Yeah.
I did see a hot take on supervillains in comic books. It's like, what was it? Supervillains are always self-made persons who have worked their way up to their intelligence and ability. Heroes in comic books are always people that were just born with some bullshit.
Not all of them, but yeah, quite a few.
Quite a few.
Yeah.
I'd say most of them.
Yeah.
Well, on that note,
yeah.
I think you need to go cry in a corner for a little bit.
I do. Yeah, but it's a good cry. Maybe I'll cry in like the eighth dimension or something, you know.
Maybe.
God.
And you won't feel the wetness of the tears. You'll just feel the sensation of cold.
Yeah. Oh, God. See, that's the thing. I'm going to have a dream tonight or something. I'm going to wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning and be like, aha!
Your wife will be like, what the hell are you doing?
Oh, God. Maybe this is the whole 10 o'clock thing.
Oh, it could be.
Oh, Jesus.
We've just string theoried ourselves to keep getting punched.
Oh, God, folks. Find us on Twitter.
It's True 22.
Oh, God.
Come join our Discord.
Yeah.
And most importantly, time is not real.
It's
Enjoy
not.
what you got.
Exactly.